Okay, should be up. Let me get the chat up. And IRC. Cool. Should be good. All right, welcome back. So, yeah, last time I was messing with DCP, which is the display controller, and I cleaned some stuff up, by the way. I have these structures mostly figured out now. But I'm going to change structure and do something else today, because one thing that has been on my mind for most of the past few months has been the installer story. How to make an installer for Asahi Linux that doesn't require you to first install macOS and then put Linux on top, which is dumb and a pain in the ass for and needs like 70 gigabytes of wasted disk space, which is what you have to do for the current install guide. So basically, reminder for I've talked about this before on the stream, but basically what's going on is M1 Macs, Apple Silicon Macs natively support dual booting. And so for regular users, what I expect people to do is to have a macOS install and a Linux install. And each OS that is installed comes with its own iBoot bootloader and a set of firmware files. And this is stuff that we cannot touch, so it has to be, they're signed by Apple. But we can install them ourselves, right? And the idea is that ideally we want to have an installer that can set all of this up for you. There is one sort of critical thing, which is that to be able to use... So this is a bit of a catch-22. If we were to completely wipe macOS and do a install of only Asahi Linux, we'd have a problem, because the to authenticate, to install a custom kernel to be able to run unsigned code on the machine on boot, you need to authenticate yourself as a machine owner. And to do that, you need to have a username and a password on the machine. And to set that up, you need macOS, which is why, at least initially, we can't support sort of, having a completely blank Mac that you don't even boot macOS on once and then like deleting it and installing Asahi Linux. That's not going to be supported initially. But all you have to do is log into macOS once, like go through the first time setup and create a username and a password, and then you're fine. I do expect people to keep macOS around mostly for updates and things like that, because we're not going to support updating system firmware, like not the firmware that comes with the OS, but like the stuff that is actually the first level bootloader. We're not going to support updating that from Linux for probably a long time, because it's obviously dangerous and a pretty complicated set of code that's part of the macOS updates. And also, there's other firmwares on the board and flash memories and things. So, all of that is a very icky thing we're not going to support initially. So what I expect people to do is to keep a macOS install around so they can do, updates on that will update global system firmware. But as the owners of the partition that Linux is installed on, we are responsible for the firmware that is there, that is paired to run when that OS runs. And so that's what I'm going to talk about today. Basically, the state of my Mac Mini here right now is that I have two... I can show you this QTIL here. But basically, I have two main partitions. One is a Mac OS partition that is like 11.3 point something. It's kind of old. And then the other one is Linux, which I actually recently updated to 12.0 beta 3. You can see there that it says Mac OS 12.0, and this one says... macOS 11.3.1. So this is what I'm basically going to do today. This is a full macOS install that I'll be using for the hypervisor. I'm going to get rid of this, and I'm going to say that from now on, if I mess with hypervisor, I'm going to do it in my primary Mac OS partition here, because I don't really care, because I never really use this macOS install, because as a regular macOS machine for like development, I have like the MacBook Air and stuff. So I'm going to say that from now on, this machine is only going to have, they've basically set up the same way that end users are going to set up their machines. That is, there's going to be a macOS install here, and there's going to be a Linux install that is not going to be this 70 gigabyte nonsense that I'm using right now, because it's not going to contain a full macOS install. So what we're going to end up with is a primary macOS partition, a stub APFS partition that is going to contain all the things needed for the system to recognize this as a bootable OS, but then is only going to boot mini. And then of course they will have the Linux boot and Linux root partitions, which I haven't used yet. But now that NVMe support actually works, now is a good time to, once the installer works especially, now is a good time to finally have a Linux install on this machine that is bootable and stuff. So I'll probably throw Arch Linux on it. And so I don't want to spend too much time on the installer right now because I do have to work on the GPU, but I don't think it's going to be too much work to do at least a basic minimal proof of concept script, and that's already going to make people's lives much easier. So I'm going to be mostly working from SSH because I have a separate keyboard here and it's kind of a pain in the ass. But it was just to give you an idea of what's going on here. So basically I'm going to wipe this. And this is a bit of a special case because normally you can't install an OS version that is newer than the system firmware. So I would expect people to update their Mac OS to the latest version first and then install Linux with a compatible OS version. And we will have specific Mac OS sort of base versions that we use to pair Linux to, because we can't support all the versions because Apple doesn't have a stable API for their firmwares. So if we had to support every single release that Apple does where they change something, that would be a pain in the ass. So we're basically going to say that, you can update your macOS to the latest version of whatever you want. But when you install Linux, the firmware and bootloader it will download for you for Asahi Linux will be one of a set of options that you can pick. And at least for testing purposes, I'm going to be working with 12.3 Beta 3, which is the one that is actually installed here. So I know that this machine's global firmware is already at least as new as 12.3 Beta 3, so that's definitely going to work. So, and I'm also going to be mostly working on the installer from this macOS install because it's a lot easier to SSH in than using the recovery environment, but this is going to eventually run from the recovery environment. It should basically work. The only thing we're going to have to do manually from the recovery environment is BPUtil and KMUtil, but that's okay. That's really not a big deal. So I can, even for the prototype, this will be enough, right? Basically tell people, hey, run this script from macOS. It will install things and then go into the recovery environment and run a shell script. So that's kind of going to be the prototype approach here. So first thing, I just installed the XCode Utilities because I'm going to need some Mac things installed on the Mac side. So what we have here, I hope you can see that, is what I just showed you on the graphical one. This is this Qtile stuff, right? So before deleting Linux, I want to do a proof of concept where I put back only the files. I've already done this once before in the past, quite a while ago with an ancient version, where I can just recreate everything and put the files in the right place, and it should work. So what I'm going to do is copy everything off. First, I need to this Qtile mount the Preboot and recovery partitions. Shouldn't need a VM partition because this is not macOS. Yes, so what I'm going to do is copy these things here. And even before using the sort of official macOS images I'm going to download from Apple's CDN to install this, I'm just going to see if I can delete everything and manually copy the files over and have it still work. It really should. The main thing that's going to happen is this ID is going to change. And also, why is this .recovery... hold on. What's going on here? Oh, yeah, no, so this is a copy, yeah. Recovery, B, boot... Yeah, and active just contains the file name of that. I think this is just a random hash, but I don't remember if there was a meaning to this or not. This should be B7, so the second one. Not this, sorry. That's the... I need to... F5V... Yeah, that's the next stage... Okay, that's the next stage image 4 hash is what that was. And I seem to recall that this was like the SHA something of one of the bootloader files. So this is important stuff that we need to figure out. I know that this is just going to be the image ID, the volume group UID, which is going to be basically, if I look at this APFS store. Yeah, this DCBC thing. Sorry, B785. Hold on, I'm confused now. Disk 3 is Linux. Did I get that wrong? I can't. Hold on. This is volumes Preboot is disk 3s4, which is Linux, yes. And that is using B7854A. Hold on. Oh, no, I'm confused by DC something else. Yes, B7854. So that should be the UID of this partition. Linux 3S3. Yes, B7854A, blah, blah, yeah, this thing here. Will it be possible to have macOS on external drives you can plug in and use only for updating firmware and stuff? If Apple fixed their bugs with booting macOS from an external drive, yes. It's been glitchy ever since the M1 release, and I don't know how much has been fixed, but I mean, that's Apple's fault. So it's going to be possible as long as booting macOS from an external drive is possible and works properly, which depends on Apple fixing their bugs. So, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, there's a volume group UID here. I think, actually, that we might not need that. Let me look at 3S5. Okay, there's no volume group here. But I don't know if we actually need a volume group, because I suspect that the volume UID, because that's the same as the volume group, I believe. If we look at the data partition, which should be 3S1, is V78, that's the same as the volume UID. So I think if we just create a volume, that's fine. We don't need a separate system volume. I'm pretty sure I did that in the past, and it worked fine. So, yes. So I'm wondering if I really want to wipe this first or do a little test on a smaller partition. Yeah, you know what? Instead of making a whole new one, just so that I can more easily diff things if it breaks, I'm going to create another one, and then once I know that it works, I might just wipe this one. So I'm going to do a third OS install effectively, which is actually going to be more interesting because it's going to be a completely new partition, and hopefully I don't break everything. So let's do distkutil, and let's go ahead and we have a Linux boot here that is not big enough, and a Linux root that, yeah, let's delete those. So let's distkutil, what was the right thing here? Distkutil is so confusing. One good thing about distkutil, though, is it has a plist output mode, so I'm going to wrap distkutil in Python eventually to deal with this, and thankfully it will work. But I need erase volume. Yes, and so free is what I need. And let's get rid of these Linux partitions, which are useless. And so then we're going to create APFS, not erase volume, APFS, create container, yes, create, but I need a size, and this don't not let me, yeah, I need to first partition that. Add partition, so actually let me, we already have most of this documented in the manual install guide, but in this case, since I'm creating the main OS partition, I'm going to be making notes of this so that it makes sense. So it goes after the nth partition. So in this case, this free space is after 0s3. So, and in this case, it will have to be Apple APFS. Why is this percent? Well, we do want a format, and then the size, yeah. So we're going to need, by the way, you can see recovery here is almost a gigabyte. I'm going to go ahead and say, just to be on the safe side, that we're going to leave 2.5 gigs for the boot partition. So let's do that. Why is it like Apple APFS? That seems weird. Yeah, I don't know what the story here is. I'm going to say APFS. And let's call it Linux 2. Ah, shit. No, I don't want it 0, damn it. I think I just created a big one. Yes, no, that's not what I want. Volume, erase volume. Just delete that free disk 0, disk 5, which is disk 0 S4. Yeah. There we go. Why did it say delete container if the... Oh, no, because the others were Linux. Yeah. Okay, so remind myself that this is a thing we need to do. Erase volume free, yeah, or that. Can you show the disk util GUI at the end? Yeah, sure. Yeah, so let's do 0.5 gigs for this one. Cool, and that should be enough for the boot stuff. I won't even worry with the free space for the Linux stuff until later. So now we have an APFS partition that is called Linux 2, and it has a single volume, which is going to be our main volume. So we've got the add partition thing, and now disk util info disk 5 S1 should be enough. And so now we have a UID. So let's do the disk util info. And we know that this is the volume UID, which should be what is considered the volume group UID. And now we need to create the extra APFS partitions. And I seem to recall that there was let me close all this junk first. I remember there was someone has already figured this all out. Disk util APFS Preboot recovery something. There was yeah, this stuff. Because there's interesting commands we need to use to create this stuff. Not ASR, but basically we don't need to use the snapshot stuff. We don't need ASR. What we need to do is I've done this before, and actually it was part of the backup thing. Because you need to set like specific things to restore a backup. Oh, there we go. This one. This is the page I was looking for. How much minimum space does macOS need? For an updatable macOS install, you need 70 gigabytes. It's unfortunate. It's because Apple's updater is terrible and extremely inefficient. So yeah, this part here. Add volume, yes. So row B, that's the important part. So we need this stuff. This is on disk 5, APFS Preboot row B. And we're going to need a recovery too, which would be... I'm also kind of hoping that the permissions don't really matter for iBoot. I think they won't. And we don't need the bless stuff, I'm pretty sure, either, because that's not how this works on Apple Silicon. But this is for Intel. Recovery. Oh, there's no recovery here, but I think it's the same thing anyway. So basically, just run this. And then recovery, row R, probably. I think that's all we need. Yeah. You don't need a VM because this is not macOS. And in theory, this is basically the data partition in this case. So, most of the stuff is going to go in Preboot and recovery. Linux 2 only has to contain basically a plist so the bootloader recognizes this as an OS. So, let's go around copying everything. Basically, what we do is... yeah, these two, Preboot 1 and Recovery 1, are the ones that we care about. And I'm going to make some symlinks because it's going to be really annoying. I should have named them differently, honestly. But yeah. Because it's really annoying to mount this stuff. Actually, yeah, you can just unmount. I already copied them, so... whatever. Let's do it like this, actually. What? Oh, I have some stupid aliases that don't work on macOS. Because this is not. So let's get this util amount. Let's amount everything here. And 3 as 4. And 3 as 5. And then I can mount the new ones. And it'll be in the right place. Yes. So let's create some synlinks. Okay, that'll be a bit easier to manage this now. Yeah, volumes are like sub-partitions, I guess you can call them. They just share all the space, but Apple needs multiple of them to make this work. So, yeah. First, let's do the Preboot stuff. So I need to create 5S1. I need to create the UUID here, which is the UUID for the macOS partition. And then basically, if I boot files, preboot this, I don't think staging is useful for anything. So this stuff here, let's see what we actually need here. And actually, most of this we don't need. Restore is useful possibly for the recovery, but I'm not even sure if we need that. We pretty definitely sure we don't need any of this crap, because that's for x86. I don't know about these playlists, probably not, or even the var.db stuff. What we definitely need is this, the boot folder with this, with the custom kernel in this case. Well, this is mini, but we're going to have to use KMUtil to set this up anyway. Well, we need the AP tickets. And I don't know if those are personalized per partition or not. That might be an interesting question. And then we need all these image4 files, which you actually have to create from the image4p files that Apple have in their recovery image. But I think this should work, because I'm pretty sure I've done this before by making a new partition with a new UUID, and it didn't matter. So basically, if I copy the whole boot folder, I'm pretty sure that should be all that's needed for a basic boot. And the big question is, will the recovery mode work? Because I know that has changed too in with a 12.0 beta 3. I'm pretty sure I don't need any of this pre-logging data junk. So let's copy just this boot partition. And then you can use rsync here, just copy and see what happens. And yeah, this should be pretty much all the bootloader stuff that we need on the Preboot partition. And now on the recovery partition, that's the same thing with the UID. So we create this thing again. And then we copy, again, this is actually just this. It's to read this to these two directories, which also kind of proves that this is all that matters, because obviously this is also a bootable OS install. So we copy user and boot here. And that's going to be the big recovery image, which is a bit... what's the long hash of their boot stuff? That is the hash of the... actually, I'm going to show you in a second, because I need to get an image4 tool on this. It should be this iBoot image. It should be the image4p hash of this. So actually, we're going to need image4 tool eventually, so might as well install that now. I just installed the XCode tools, thankfully, because that's always a pain in the ass. So let's clone this, and that's another thing, is I'm going to eventually have to set up some kind of build system for building this stuff on Mac, but I don't have auto tool, do I? Oh, that's so annoying. Oh, there's releases. Is this actually compiled? Oh, it is. macOS and Ubuntu, cool. Then I don't have to build this. Excellent. Oh, no, that would be good. what was it? I keep forgetting. Was it -O? Yeah. And what's in there? Oh, great. -L. Yes. Yeah. Hopefully this works. Of course, it's a freaking zip file. Okay, yeah, it works. So, yeah. So let me show you what I mean by that. If I do extract boot files, pre-boot, this thing, and then boot, the long thing, user firmware FUD, not FUD, iboot.image4. So if I do this, extract it with a am2 HP. If I remember correctly, it should be the hash of the metadata or of the no, it should be a hash of the P file, I think. So it's just does this do multiple things? That's A384, I think, is what that uses, or something like that. This should be F5E something something. Is it 512 or? Or of the metadata, yeah, thorough. FIE, so it's this thing here, 5E49B, whatever, is the SHA-384 hash of the image4 metadata that is associated with iboot on the target partition. And this is actually important because that's something we're going to be making these files ourselves from the image4P and the tickets that Apple provides. Also, the local thing is annoying. So yeah, so that's where that comes from. And there was a reason for that, I think, too. Something about regenerating the boot policies when something changes. So let's do that. Let's make a note of that. Boot files. Preboot. So that's the path we need. And then in there, we have this user standalone firmware thing. All of these files we get from the recovery image, sorry, from the restore image. And the kernel cache, of course, we also get from that. I don't even know if we need the original macOS kernel cache. We might not. That's a good question, actually. It might be fine if we just... and this is the same thing, I think, by the way. I think this is also the hash of the image4M. But I don't actually care about this because KM Util is going to set that up for us. It'd be nice if BP Util had an option to just set the damn hash for this so that we didn't have to do it manually. But yeah, the image4 tool thing, don't worry about it because that's going to be different. This was an extraction. What I'm actually going to have to do is a creation later. So, but I know that already. The important part is that I know this is the image4M hash. So we created this and recovery. So we got that, and then the files I don't care about because once it works, I'll just say those are the files I need to create. Yeah, so actually this, and then we just need the OS, the target OS thing here. And so if I remember correctly, this would be like I forget what this was. There was a thing with a version number somewhere in system library. Let's see if I can kind of guess by just looking at the files. Core services, probably. I remember there was a version thing here. Like, I just kind of found it. So how big is Preboot recovery now? Let's see. Recovery is 2.4 gigs, which is actually surprising. Hold on, let's do DF. Recovery capacity 100% available used. Really? Is it that big? It's 1.7 gigs, but I bet there's some compression thing involved. Because it's not that big in this one, though. In the one that I copied it from, 700, right? So, I bet there's a compression thing going on. Ah, there's the thing, yeah. A VSC tool, apparently. So did it actually fail? Did it actually have no space? Yeah, it did. But why? It's only 1.7 gigs on a 2.5 gig partition. Mount. Let me just try this again. Oh, it should be the boot files. Boot files, recovery, there, boot, not boot, user. I might need to expand this actually. 775. Hold on. Is there a standalone firmware? That got copied at least. Is there that much stuff in boot? Oh yeah, okay, because we do have a bunch of firmwares and crap. Oh, the kernels too. In boot. System library caches. Yeah, hold on. So in the end, all those firmwares do matter. It's mostly, yeah, just the firmwares even is pretty big, right? For the recovery, yeah. I'm gonna need more space then. That's kind of annoying. See, this is the thing with Apple, is like, why do they always okay, let's go to C and delete all of this. Yeah, there we go. It's empty now. Actually, where's all that stuff in here come from? 600 megabytes in FUD? That should be the, yeah, and boot. That's like too much for FUD. So the kernel cache is 23 megabytes, which sounds reasonable. And the user firmware FUD? No, that's not that big. Wait, why is that there too? That doesn't make any sense. Why are there two copies of the base system? Why are there two copies of the... Hold on. Is it a hard link? No. Let's compress that will. Because this, anyway, this says recovery is 700 megabytes, so... What? Is this some other weird, some other weird APFS thing? I know it's different. It's definitely not a hard link. Should be the same at least, also the same contents. Yeah. Okay, that's weird. Let's just see how much it compresses by default. That is kind of weird, though. Why are there two of these? I think it wasn't like this in the past. Is there an APFS thing that is like a symlink but not a symlink? I bet it's this. I bet it's this. CP-C. Oh, that's interesting. Can I find out if they're clones or something? No. It got 600. Yeah, that makes sense. So about 600 megabytes plus the other stuff is about the 700 we saw here for compression. So there's compression involved and cloning. Okay, so in that case, let's just copy boot files, recovery, the boot directory on here. We have 1.7 gigs, and then in user, and let's just do a clone. User ARM6040 base system, not C, yeah. Also, I should have called that boot. I did not, but that's okay. That's C. Hold on. Yes, there we go. Okay, now we have what we want. We got the base system in both places. No, actually, just do it like this. Find dot. And so what's changed? Oh no, it is. Sorry, I'm dumb. No, it was correct. Sorry. Boot files recovery is B7. Oh, it's B7 boot. Whatever. Okay, sorry. I'm outside the that. It was correct. Sorry, I'm confusing myself. Yeah. There we go. It's exactly the same. Cool. So that should be the recovery thing taken care of, and let's not care about the compression for now. Actually, does CP have anything for compression? Probably not. Anyway, whatever. Don't particularly care about that right now. But the Preboot one is more important. So let's go FC, find here, and then that one's gonna have a bunch of junk in the real one, but I think it doesn't matter. Yeah. If I do boot though. See, it's basically the same, which is what matters. And that should be that. So again, back to the OS thing. So system library. See if I can find the score services and see if I can find what that thing was. System version plist. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Yes. So let's do that's p boot files target OS system library core services and copy this thing over there. Actually, let's copy the one from the real OS. It's Linux system library core services system version.plist. What's in the bundle? I wonder actually. But yeah, let's copy that to boot files. system library course services system version bundle. What's in there anyway? Oh, it's just strings. Yeah. So one thing about this system version plist is that you can change the things, but if you change the product name, it still shows up as macOS, which is really sad. But I do wonder if there's a way of changing the icon though. Like this thing. Go back to macOS. So actually, let's see what happened here. And yet, by the way, the XCode UI will not show the other partitions, which is dumb. You need to, I think, no. Even if you do show all devices, it still doesn't show everything. It says other volumes, which is stupid. But yeah, I mean, this is what it looks like. So in principle, I think this should find it. If I go to here and I go to start a disk, oh, it doesn't. It does. Oh, is it just because of the lock? Nah. I'm not sure if it needs to scan it again or not. Or it might be related to like a bless thing where I need to bless something just to get it to show up on the UI. SMC patches? I don't know what you mean. So there might be something else I needed on the boot partition. I don't think I need the. I don't think I need the like. What was it? The actual volume group though. Sorry, wrong. Where I go? Where am I? Here. Actually, this might just be a cache. Let me just close system preferences, open it up again. I get the feeling that this is using a cache or something, and I didn't actually look anything up. So let's me look at info for Linux and Linux data. And we definitely don't need the read-only stuff. We might need the like some kind of bootable thing. Yeah, there's a booter disk and a recovery disk story going on here, which is possibly important. If I go to info, disk 5S1. Oh no, it's it found them because it has the right APFS types. Oh, this can be installed, yes. Oh, this can be installed, no. CS1, yes, yeah. B7, yeah. I think it's fine. Okay, let's just reboot into recovery mode and see what happens. Because I think it might just work anyway. Let's go in here. That was a very fast shutdown. So the two questions are: does it show up here, and does it show up in the actual boot choice selector inside Recovery OS? Nope. So there's something else that I need, but that might be okay because we don't have even a boot policy for this yet. See if it shows up here. I know I did this once. I forgot what files I needed. It might be something besides that PDS file. Nah, there's nothing there, is there? Oh wait, is there a third one there? No. No, it's just two. Okay, so let's just go back. Go back to shutdown. And yeah, I might need a fake kernel file or something. It might need to be blessed, actually, even though it's not used. Let me go back to the bootable clone thing. Oh, there was an update preboot thing. I forgot about that. I don't know if I actually need that. I don't think we need a shared cache. Let's SSH into that. Do we need the update preboot then? Disk 5 S1. Woo, okay. Oh, sorry. It's disk 2. Ah. It renumbered them. I hate it when this happens. 5S2 mount. It's disk 3 or disk 2 S1 now. I don't think this actually matters though, but because I think this is all the EFI stuff. Yeah, it creates. No, it doesn't even do that. What did it do? Crypto user info? I don't think that matters. Yeah, it created this stuff, which whatever. I don't think that matters, but the kernel thing might matter. System library, core services. Yeah, might need bless. Services EFI. Yeah, it does want the boot EFI. I don't think this matters for Apple Silicon though, but it might need it. I think we have that. Yeah, we do have the boot EFI, even if it's nothing there. Sorry, not a P, but I think if I just make an empty file and bless it, it might work. And it needs core services and Preboot. It also wants the core EFI there. Okay, so let's make that in PB. So let's bless that. What? Let's create that. What? Oh, oh, sorry. Let's see, that's PB / that system library core services, and then we bless. So let's see. if that works. I think that might work. System preferences, startup disk. Nope, still not there, but it might show up in the other thing. What else do we have? I know I did this once, and I totally forgot how it worked. It could be that it really doesn't like me not having a paired data volume, but that doesn't really sound right. I'm pretty sure that didn't matter at some point, at least for booting. So someone probably has figured this out already. Okay. Let's do another reboot just in case it's, again, some kind of cache thing. Actually, we might be able to get recovery logs that tell us what the problem is, or even just the OS logs once I get into the startup stuff. Nah. Is it one of the other version files? You go into options, see if the other menu has it. Nope. Utilities, recovery log. This up here. Yeah, so there's stuff here that tells this. No users on volume. Is that the problem? No, that's key recovery assistant, but that's not the issue with the startup disk. Let's see. Error 2. That does not have a lot of... Okay, let's go back to Mac OS, and actually, let's set the startup disk to this, so I don't have to keep doing this, because right now it's Linux. I think last time I may have done this by like just copying macOS and then deleting stuff. And might want to do this time. There's going to be making the partition bigger though. So I remember that plist was needed, but I don't remember if there was anything else needed. Let me see if I can get some logs in here. Log show. This might tell us some things. I think Linux 2. Nope. System settings. That's most of it, yeah. 4, 8. Oh wait, what? Oh, this is from like forever ago. Log show. Start. Does this work? Dashes. Yeah. That's a lot of logs. There's some stuff there. Not a system or data volume. Okay, why not? I think it needs a row system or something. Hold on. Or yeah, I think it. Hold on. I think one of these. Yeah, data system, right? This has data system. And then in this case, Linux 2 is probably the wrong role. Yeah, no role. That's why. It needs to be a system. How was that thing? The set role thing. Change volume role. Probably uppercase S. No specific role, no? I think there was like something done with change volume role in the past. MPs on disk identifier, yeah. No place clear flag, yeah. So why is it not letting me do S? Why is it not letting me do system? I can make it recovery apparently, or no? Okay. Yeah, ownership of the affected disk is required, sure, but like that's just it's part of the help message. Like I can make it VM or something, right? Yeah, see? U for users, no. Is it because it's mounted? Oh, yeah. I think it might need to be created as a system volume from the very beginning, which is fine. Yeah, I think I remember having this issue before. So I think I remember this being an issue. Oh, that spotlight. I hate this so much. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So we only need these things, hopefully. But yeah, let me. Disk what? Let's 2S1. And then it would be create volume with the right flags. Add volume. This 2 in this case. Yes. What? Yes, I did. Come on, really? It's like it just doesn't want me to do. Is this a thing? Like some kind of safety or something? Someone knows about this. S is definitely an option, uppercase. Drive ownership and not being used as create and install, yes and no, but like that's a different story. I'm pretty sure with the with the credentials and all that. But that here I just need the down volume to exist. Oh, is it because it needs to be groups for a system volume? That might be it. But in that case, it would just be. Maybe it does want it to be grouped. Okay, let's do it properly. Let's do a Linux to. Let's call it a. Oh, now the fucking UID is going to change. And yeah, that's annoying. So let's call it. Was it U for the data? Yeah, see, things. I remember how this looks for non. I don't remember how this was done before the split. You might need to do the split in this case. Oh, maybe just data works, actually. That might be enough. Let's see. But now the UIDs are different for the boot stuff. Yeah. That's okay. We can create the paired system volume afterwards. Just do info disk 2 S1. And now this has changed. It's just data, yeah. Just possibly what we want. So anyway, I definitely need to at least move that. Hold on. What just happened here? Why is this empty? Why are these... Did this just die? No, it's definitely got stuff. No, wait. Yeah, wait, why are these empty now? What happened to the contents of Preboot and recovery? They just, like, disappeared. Well, okay. When did that happen? It was, I had it there. It deleted everything when I destroyed Linux 2, really? That is annoying, but okay. Oh, remove... Oh, thank you so much. Bastard. At least I have copies for that. No, the volume... I did not delete the volume diagram. It's just that it helpfully wiped all the recovery and Preboot stuff for me because it's fun like that. Lovely. Okay. Well, that's fine because I need to recopy it anyway. Info disk to S1. Create the volume UID. Preboot here. Might as well copy everything for now anyway. Hopefully it's not too big. Might or might not fit. I probably don't need most of restore. I definitely don't need this. And I definitely don't need pre-login data. It's a bit better. And then in recovery, boot files, recovery this, let's copy boot. And then user had that thing. Same thing. Yeah, it's fine. Clone. Okay, that should fit in there. Yep. And let's copy all of that. I already copied that apparently. Let's see if this shows it now. It's thinking more than last time, but it didn't like it. I'll use this to... Is that from before? Yes, it's from, no, it's from just now. Hold on. It's not in the volume group. Okay. Yes, that's fine. Should be a bit more recent than that. Linux 1. It might want the paired system thing. Yeah, okay. Start of disk press panel. Move live FS parent disks. Yeah. Let's see what happened here. Yeah, see, there's a daemon thing involved, so it might be cached anyway. That's just from before. This is the one I called now, but that's just random crap that I care about. Yeah, it's a storage kit thing here, right? Let's do a reboot anyways to see what happens. Otherwise, I'll create a system thing. The paired system volume and see if it matters. Nope. It might be that I need some other files that I forgot about. But for now, let's make that. And I'll just do it from here because I'm lazy. So I need How was the paired thing created? I didn't do the bless though, I think this time. So might be the issue. Yeah, I need that. Add volume, disk one. Disk two. The pair width. Group width. And the name is here. And then just move everything. Let's see if this shows anything now. Nope. Let's try the bless thing again. System. Oh, I haven't copied system yet. Wait, yes I have. Oh, dumb. The slash, that's why. Did I copy the other one wrong too? No, I did copy user, fine. What? Ah, shit. I might have just killed something there. Oh no, because it's guess it's this read-only snapshot anyway. Let's try that again. Nope. Okay, so we got users done down. Yeah, let's do the bless. Is that it? Boot DFI? Nope. So let's see. I know I looked at this at some point. It might even be in one of my old streams. Whatever was like messing with this, and I have to go look for it. This might be in core services something. Let's see. On boot EFI, we know it's there. Let's do another reboot just to check. Otherwise, I'm going to just start. I'm just going to make the partition much larger and start copying more of macOS in here and see how much it needs. Because it might need more than that file. There might be something else, but I think it was just that boot EFI though and the version plist. Well, let's see what happens this time. Nope, still not there. Let's go to Macintosh HD and check the logs again, and otherwise I'm just going to start copying more things. Actually, no, I can mess with Linux too. And I can break it and then fix it by just moving file. Oh no, but that one's sealed. That's annoying. Yeah, I'm gonna have to copy everything then. Okay, that's fine. I'll just expand this volume and start copying things. Let's just do that. And let's see about getting into startup disk. Definitely doing something there. Okay, let's see what we got there. There you go. So full cache. That's just the cache stuff, though. Oh, it's there actually. Not much going on there. No, it definitely doesn't require a sealed volume because I've done this before without a sealed volume, unless that has changed. Only the kernel should care about that. Might just be some other file that I don't know about. So let's do a resize. Should be Linux 2, this one, disk 2. And then I need to pass it new size. Let's give it 10 gigs. Actually, no, let's just give it 20 gigs. And we don't need any of this. That's the data volume. How much stuff is in system? Actually, let's do it from here. Pretty sure we don't need anything but system library. Okay, just right. Let's copy everything. Unless the compression is going to screw me over here. We'll see. Alternatively, I do it a different way and start deleting things from the Linux partition and see what breaks. I'll have to unseal the volume though, which will break that macOS install from booting. But it shouldn't actually make it stop working though. Maybe it was the kernel collections that I wanted? I don't know. That shouldn't be the one that matters though. Pretty sure private framework is in it. Well, the copies, I'm going to go do a thing. Well, I guess that's finished now. Oh, and yeah, also it is probably compressed. I'm going to give it 30 gigs. At least I used rsync. And now it's going to take a while to do the stupid checks because I just copied a bunch of crap in there. Okay. Let's rsync everything again. Sorry for the delay. Let's see. Will that make it show up? Now it's definitely cached. Nope. So what about blessing that again? Ooh. What? Oh, it is pretty full. I guess the compression really matters, huh? I probably should update this macOS version anyway, because this is an older version than the one I'm trying to copy, which is a bit silly. Recovery definitely shouldn't matter for bootability anyway, so let's just look at Preboot. Wait, is this actually paired? Shouldn't that be a volume group? Did that create thing not work? Linux 2. Oh no, it just shows up like this. Maybe that. Why did I think it was supposed to show up differently? Yeah. Okay. Anyway, list disk 2 S4. Yeah, volume group C6 A4 whatever. Yeah, this volume groups does show this as data. Yeah, I did copy everything here, didn't I? I deleted some of the EFI stuff, but that shouldn't be it. Yeah, I might need user and stuff. Linux. Actually, that could be this one, or yeah. Volumes Linux, all the 3-letter things. Oh, hold on. That's not where I want to put them. Just here. And is there anything in private that's important? Might be. Copy that too. And otherwise, I think there's nothing in library. No. Let's just copy that. Aha! Okay. It was something there. Probably user. And now I know I don't need to reboot to make this work. So what was that? do the right thing? Yeah, it did. Okay. Okay, I thought so. That's none of those are it. I'm pretty sure user is part of it. Yep. Okay. For sure it's not going to be X, or bin, or libexec, or local, or sbin. I'm pretty sure I can get rid of those. Yeah. Probably one of the lib things. Standalone is going to have a bunch of stuff that matters, but I don't think this firmware stuff, unless it's at boot cache. Standalone. Let's see if it's standalone. And I wonder if I can actually get rid of that system volume and just have it work with the data volume. Worth checking later, maybe. Okay, standalone matters. Should just use the freaking hotkeys, shouldn't I? What's in here? Is it boot caches? Oh, this stuff might matter. Yeah, well, the boot EFI might matter. Yeah, update probably doesn't. Update firmware. We had EFI before, though, didn't we? Yeah, no, that's fine. What about this thing? Hopefully not. I think it's just boot EFI in this case. Oh. Or not. Okay. So firmware matters. Was it because there was a... Huh, really? Maybe just the boot caches? Aha. So that file matters. And I'm pretty sure boot EFI matters here, but nothing else. Yeah. Okay, so it was that boot caches thing probably. I'm pretty sure share doesn't matter. Yeah. Yep. So it's basically boot caches.plist that we're missing. That is interesting because I would not expect that to matter. In fact, it might not even have mattered in the past, but oh, let's see, there's this required paths stuff. Interesting. Oh yeah, and the paired recovery thing is new, so maybe something else changed here. Yeah, this might matter too. Well, that's just configuration though. But this platform support might matter. memory caches, and it might want the kernel cache. Well, those are the boot objects anyway. It's because it wants this file to bless things is the issue. In fact, we might need to just put this stuff in here and then might just do the right thing and install everything for us, which will make life easier. So we probably want user standalone firmware for sure. So let's put that back. Hopefully not update, though. No, I think update stuff isn't here. Gee, can it even bless this stuff, like with the boot info, boot caches? There's got to be some command that they used to do this anyway. Mount mode firmware to boot from files, set boot. Let's do a thing. Yeah, bootability util. Is that a thing? That's interesting. They have some stuff here. Proper restore, bless to CLI. It would be nice to know where that thing is. Modified macOS. No, that's a different thing, though. Yeah, x86. Apple Silicon. Well, personalize is a thing. It'd be nice to have us too. But personalize is not a thing here. Or is it? Oh, it's one of those undocumented options. That's great. Mount mode. Okay. So what if I do... Because this might be a command that will do a lot of fun things. The being security one is invalid. Cool. See, this might do a lot of the work that I was planning to do by hand because I was not expecting Apple to give us I was not counting on Apple to give us a nice command to do it. The given secure boot bundle is invalid, probably because we're missing things here, or because this bless is too old. That could be also be it, because this is I think detrace this or something. Signed AP ticket. Oh, the signing server decline. Yeah, okay, probably because this is and what did this do? Did it just call a different stat? What did this actually do? Because that's just kind of interesting, actually. Actually, do I even need this? What did that do? Bless. Signed AV ticket could not be found. An error occurred. That might be different though. Hold on. secure boot bundle. Yeah, we don't have these bundle files though, do we? Oh, is it an i386? Ah, but it's not there though. Unless it wants this stuff. I don't think it's actually tried to go to the server though. Maybe it did. Well, there's a network D thing going on there though. It might just be because this is not being signed anymore. That's getting the local stuff, which is not what I want actually. Yeah, this might be an interesting command to look at later. Anyway, that one does work, and it does mess with volumes preboot, but is that even the... Hold on. Oh yeah, volumes preboot is correct. Anyway, that should be fine. And then system library close services, platform support, and system version. So, probably sure I can delete almost everything here. Yeah. Let's see if that still works. And then before I delete anything, let's see if it actually boots. Well, I need to change the startup disk first, of course. Yeah, it likes that. So let's see what we have right now. Yeah, obviously we don't need any of that junk. But okay, let's just leave that on there for now. And I kind of want to stream this log, because there might be some interesting things happening. Because now it's going to try to personalize things to set that up. Yes. I did expect some stuff like that to happen. Let's see what any errors have in there. I probably do actually need to root in recovery mode to make this work anyway, so that's not like exactly surprising. Or not. With error private. Yeah, thank you. Users for mount point. Oh, it wants a user database, right. OD database path. Oh, this might be new, actually. I know that one of the things that it's supposed to do, and this might help us do a clean Linux install, actually. I think one of the things it's supposed to do is like import the like the user database, right? So now the question is, can I like initialize a new open directory database or something? Because obviously I don't want to copy one. For now we can copy one though, but so we can just do like volumes Linux data private var db ds local. Oh, what's that? That might be convenient. Is that like an initialization thing? Does anyone know about this? Or is that just from an update? It might just be from an update. That would actually make sense. That it's like, yeah. When was that created? July 15th? That sounds like about when I upgraded macOS, so that makes sense. Okay, let's just copy that for now. 2 volumes, Linux 2. Private variables, local. We don't need to create that first, but... Oh, is that literally just how it is? Is it literally just, like, a bunch of plists? What is that anyway? Okay, so it's got some stuff, but I should be able to just fake all of this in that case. There's nothing interesting here. It could just be an empty database or something. Yeah. Real name, people, whatever, computers, name, UID, good. I have the passwords here, by the way. That's probably the thing for the SEP. And then, does this actually have passwords in here? Ugh. Come on. Dash help. That's the password. Is that actually blanked, or is that just how it works here? Ah, probably this one, right? There's a curb. I'm not sure what that is actually. There's account policy data also. But anyway, now that I copied that, let's see what happens. Aha. Yes, that's fine. But I can authorize users, which means it's gonna, yeah. This is actually kind of new. I'm pretty sure this was broken in the past. And that's also why I need to copy this. I definitely did not have to copy this last time I did this. So this is important for us because it means that eventually we're going to want to actually have a Linux user that is authorized for, like, has the, what's the name of that thing? Owner identity key. So on this system, yeah. So this makes sense because, in fact, this might allow us to do a proper install of everything. Yeah, because if we do this and we have a user, then we can create a password for it, and then, yeah, the only issue is that no, it should work from recovery mode. Yeah, probably actually, I'm not sure. Well, let's do it manually for now, because if this works, I can then start working on a script to do this. And then we could have our installer like prompt you for a password, set the password on the volume properly, and then that would allow you to do that. But actually, let's not do that for now. Okay. it's rebooting. Booting is definitely not going to work because we don't have, like a file system worth, it's not even, it doesn't have a snapshot, so I expect it to panic. But the important thing is that if I can get into the paired recovery, if booting, well, first of all, I need to find out if it created the boot policy properly. And now we're going to end up in the rescue mode probably directly. Yes. And in this case, okay, it only likes those two, which is fine. And that one had this password. I don't know what it's doing now. I've got a mouse cursor, though. Oh, okay. Did it reboot? It's doing something. Okay. What is it doing? It's not rebooting, though. This one to the mouse. Okay. A black screen. I don't know what it's doing. Is it like in a boot loop? It might be. Though it's not showing Oh, okay, something happened. Yes, I know that. But that's expected. So now the question is, where are we? First of all, what recovery is this? And I don't know how to find that out, actually. But let's see what BP utils exist. Aha, we have a new boot policy, so that's good. That got created. And was it B78 was the one we wanted, I think? And was there a way of finding out? Hold on. Util list info disk 3S1. It was C6A, sorry. Number 2. Yeah. So obviously every other security is enabled. And like nothing's going to work in this state. But the next stage image 4 hash, all that is there. And now the question is, can I actually... I don't know what the start of this right now is actually. Can I find out via NVRAM? Print all for more variables. Boot info payload, auto boot true. I think this is boot volume. There we go. Boot volume is EF something 40 something C6A. EF 408 C6A. Is that correct? Yeah. 41, is that what it was? Yeah, so that looks like it's correct. So in that case, this is not going to work with BP util, but So KCA -n. It wants the password for Mark, I guess. So let's try giving it the password. That was one thing. That's one question that I had, is whether I can use another volume. So let's try the no. Okay. Okay, that one worked. Which is the password actually for. Okay, failed to create boot mode. Yes, AP boot. Okay, I thought that that's what I expected. So I need to shut down and actually do and actually go to 1TR. I need to hold down the power button. If you don't do that, it doesn't work. But that's okay. So the important part is that now when I go to options here, this recovery has to be the paired recovery for this OS. And in fact, the question is what... actually, I'm going to know if this is the right recovery or not from Monterey beta. Yeah, okay, so this is definitely the right recovery because it's talking about Monterey. So the recovery thing worked. We are booting into the recovery of the new thing. So now this should work. 1TR used to be a separate partition, but now they changed this in Monterey. And now 1TR is whatever paired recovery is being used by the OS. I think, well, actually, this system recovery would also be Monterey in this case, I think. So I'm not even sure which one is booted, but it should be the one for this OS, I think. I don't know how to find that out. Because mount won't tell me what's... Yeah, it won't tell me. Oh, but look, system volumes data private temp recovery is from the Linux 2 volume set, so that's promising. That does suggest that it is actually the right volume, so there you go. I think that actually did work. So, 1, 2. It wants which one now? The username password story is going to be a whole different question. And eventually I'm probably going to want to like completely wipe this Mac and do it from scratch install and make sure everything works. Okay, so this should downgrade security, and then we can install Mini, which means I'm going to have to put my web server thing in here. Git mini build. Yes, FUOS is fully untrusted OS. That is taking longer than usual. Okay, there we go. I don't think I care about CRS at this point. Because it's, we're not even booting macOS at this point. So then, I don't know why it's that slow. I remember that like last time also it took a while to get that. KMetil configured vote. I think you need that one. And then mini. Actually, what was the path for that? Arguments. I forgot. Oh, what is that thing? I know it's on the wiki, but that's C. There was. Yes. So here's another question. This one prompts me for the username. If I give it Mark, well, the issue is that he uses the same username for everything. Let me try the password for the other account. No, hold on. Ah. Yes. No. Try the old password for that. No. Okay, so it does want. See, I don't know why, because did it actually import? It might have actually imported this user from the volume, but then I don't know. It's a bit confusing. And eventually, I'm gonna have to figure this out by just wiping the whole machine and trying again. With like possibly different usernames and different passwords just to make sure that everything makes sense. Okay. And then just restart should do it. Aha! And there you go. So as far as setting up the partitions and files, this works. And the next part would be getting those files not from an existing OS, but from the install thing. But it's 9:30 here, and I should think about getting some dinner. But this was good. It also means that nothing is horribly broken in Monterey, and this should do the right thing. But just to give you an overview of what's going to go on here. Basically, those plists and stuff can be created or copied from the IPSW, and then the other stuff, the image4 files with the firmware, those can be created with image4 tool from stuff in the IPSW. So in principle, all of that should be doable. And I'm going to leave that for next time. But yeah, cool. So manual install works. All right, see you all later.